What is up, bitches? CRimZ here with a battle for you guys. This battle is versus the FlamingAxel, which is some guy I found off of Skype who apparently plays 3rd gen. So, you know, that's great. So, we're gonna have an OU battle, and he leads off with Swampert, and I lead off with Zapdos. Now, clearly that's not good for me since I don't have HP Grass, and I guess he was scouting for the HP Grass, which is why he went for Protect. But I just go onto my my Cyclopath and just go for a Nightshade, because he's probably gonna switch into something that could probably take a Will-O-Wisp, which is indeed the Celebi. So, I switch back out, go into my Skarm, because Skarm can pretty much do whatever it wants to Celebi. The worst thing it can do is, like, go for, like, a Leech Seed. I mean, if they rarely have, like, HP Fire or something like that, but only if it's, like, Calm Mind ones, and usually the top bats anyways, and I want to roar them out anyways. So, on the switch, I go for a Roar just to scout out the rest of his team, because I want to know what the hell I'm dealing with, and he switches into a Rachi, which then roars into a Lapras, and I'm like, alright, Lapras, so, you know, Dusclops can deal with that. But he gets a fucking critical hit, like, right off the bat, and I'm like, okay, I guess. So, there goes, like, my special Tank Wall Ghost Spin Blocker thing, and I don't even know if he even has a spinner, so I don't even want to, like, you know, just sack Dusclops. So I decided to just go into Suicune, because he's probably going to go for Ice Beam. With the burn, you know, he probably doesn't want to stay in, and I'm going to go for Calm Mind, so Thunderbolt shouldn't do that much. But he switches into a Regirock out of nowhere, and I'm like, well, that's a little weird. I don't know what it's going to do. I mean, I know they have, like, Thunder Wave and sometimes a Choice Banded, so maybe a Choice Band Rock Slide will do a lot. So I just go into Skarmory. He goes for Thunder Wave, so he's like a pair of flinch set. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to set up more layers of Spike. So he goes to Rachi, and I'm like, well, I can't really deal with this, because Dusclops is, you know, out of commission, basically. So I just go into Mence, hoping he T-Bolts or something, but then he goes for Doom Desire. And I'm like, oh, you're this kind of Rachi. Okay. So I just want to switch the fuck out. Luckily, I got the Intimidate off before I used Doom Desire, so that was great. And I do predict to switch into a Swampert going to Celebi, and then when he switches back out into Rachi, I go for Calm Mind. Doom Desire hits, and it does a lot. And I realize he doesn't have leftovers, so he's Choice Band. So I'm like, okay, so Shadow Ball is probably coming. I'm going to switch into Shadow Ball or Body Slam, I guess. But, so I'm just going to go into Suicune. I guess a Def Drop, but it's like, whatever, I guess. I still have the +1 Ice Beam, so I do go for the Ice Beam, predicting to switch into a Celebi, and it doesn't do as much as I quite wanted. I was hoping it, you know, did slightly more than 50% after leftovers, so that he can't just, like, recover stall. I could just stay in and keep going for Ice Beams, but I realized that this, like, he was going to live another Ice Beam, so he's probably going to go for Leech Seed and then just, you know, keep recovering, so I'm like, well, fuck that shit. So I'm just going to switch back into my Skarmory to get the 3rd layer of Spike Set, because so far, I only don't know one of his Pokemon, and if it's a spinner, well, whatever. Like, whatever. I guess he has a spinner. I still have Dusclops to, like, kind of spin block, but not really, and he doesn't have a Spiker of his own, so I guess, whatever. Actually, that's not the 3rd layer, that's the 2nd layer. And here, I thought to myself, well, okay, he's probably just going to stay in, or maybe switch into a Swampert, or Lapras. So I just go into Celebi, and out of fucking nowhere, he goes into Dugtrio. And I think to myself, what the fuck? Why would you go into Dug... This actually made me rage at the time. Because I was just like, why in the fuck would you go into Dugtrio on a Skarmory? I had no reason to switch, because I still had another layer to go for. I had Drill Peck, so I was like, okay. Luckily, though, Dusclops has barely enough HP to live a Choice Banded HP Bug, so I can just go for Rest. He goes to Celebi because I guess he knew I was going to live it, or he thought I was just going to go for Will-O-Wisp, or a combination of both. So I just go for the Rest. So I switch back out into Skarm. At this point, I know he doesn't have a spinner, so I'm just like, alright, let's get those 3 layers up so I can just, like, use this thing as death fodder. But, I get paralyzed, so I'm like, well, that's fucking stupid, but whatever. Again, I was just like, well, he might switch or attack, I don't even know, but he goes for a fucking Thunderbolt, and you know what? I thought to myself, like, there's no way this thing has Thunderbolt. It's Choice Banded. And he fucking does, so I'm like, well, now Skarmory isn't really a check. Because I could just go on to Skarmory every single time he Doom Desires, and Skarmory has shit high, like, super high defense, so I was just like, okay, whatever. But Thunderbolt doesn't do anything anyway, so I was like, okay. So I go for Calm Mind as he goes into Dugtrio. I don't even know why he went into Dugtrio. Maybe he just wanted the damage, maybe he knew Dugtrio was useless, I don't know. But then he goes back in the Regirock, and I don't even know what the fuck I was thinking. But I switch, and, like, why? I don't know. I can't even give you a reason. Sure, I didn't want to get paralyzed, and I don't have, like, a Cleric. I mean, I have Rest, but I don't have Sleep Talk. But I was like, why did I switch? I thought he was going to explode. Because that was literally the only thing I could think of. Because why else would he go into a Regirock on a +1 fucking Suicune unless you were going to just choose to, like, kill yourself? Like, and it wasn't even going to kill me anyway, so, like, there's no reason for me to switch. And now this Regirock's about to, like, tear me into an asshole. Because, like, it went for Doom Desire, so now I have to switch into something that can take both the Rock Slide and the Doom Desire, and for whatever stupid fucking reason I go into Suicune, thinking I might live the Doom Desire, but obviously I'm not, because Zapdos has, like, only 220 defense. So Suicune's dead. Basically, my win condition's dead. I don't know why I did that. I played my Suicune so poorly that I'm actually I don't even know what I was thinking. I don't even know. But like, so I still have this sleeping fuck. I go for Will-O-Wisp or Sleep Talk, hit the Will-O-Wisp, which is nice, I guess. It's residual damage on a Celebi, but like whatever. He gets a Spadef drop, so I had to switch. He goes for Leech Seed, and I actually don't remember what happens. I know I switch, but I don't remember what I switch into. I think I go into Dusclops, and he goes in... No, he stays in. That's what it is. Oh, now he gets a Spadef drop. I'm sorry. I'm retarded. Don't listen to me. Just watch. Okay, just watch what you're seeing on the screen. I just don't get it. That Doug Trio fucked me so hard. And I don't even know. Anyways. So Skarmory's out. I'm, like, scared of T-Bolt, which is terrible. It's what he wants. He wants me to be fearful of the Thunderbolt, so I switch into something that can take a Thunderbolt, which will not have as good as defense, so that Doom Desire does more damage. So like, I'm just like doing everything he wants me to do, and I'm losing because of it. So I go into this for whatever reason, because I guess it has the highest defense on my team that isn't Skarmory. So I take the Doom Desire deck. Do not take it well at all. And luckily Hydro Pump missed. It wasn't going to kill, it was going to do like 75 anyways. So I was like, whatever. So I go for a Sleep Talk, get the Will-O-Wisp. Of course, 3rd gen sleep mechanics with Sleep Talk is not in my favor at all, because I want to wake up and go for rest, but I can't, because that's just how it works. So I just decided to stay in. I thought I was going to live another Ice Beam after Leftovers, which is the reason why I stayed in. And if he went for Hydro Pump, maybe he missed. I don't know. I also think it was his last Hydro Pump under pressure. So I was hoping I lived, but I guess I didn't. So I go into Zapdos. Literally, all I have is the paralyzed, almost dead Scarm, Immense, and this thing. Zapdos can do it. I'm not gonna lie. It can take out Regirock in 2 shots. It lives a Rock Slide, but it does like 80% to it, which is not very good. Intimidate basically does nothing at this point, because, again, Regirock has a defense stat. I was hoping this Burn did not kill him, which it doesn't, which is great, because that means I can go for Rest, put me in a range where I'll live a Rock Slide. Because at this point, really, the only threat is, like, the Celebi's not a threat at all. The Lapras kind of is, but, like, kind of isn't. It's whatever. But he gets a fucking crit. And that basically, like... crit. I don't even know. So now I can't live the Rock Slide. I have to switch into Skarm, Death Fodder it, or maybe somehow live to, which I do, actually. And all of this might have not happened if I got a 3rd layer of Spikes. Because if I had a 3rd layer of Spikes, this Regirock would have taken 1 more Spike damage per each time it switched in, which I think it switched in twice. It's about to switch in 3 times because he missed the Rock Slide and go for Roar. So I feel like at the HP he would have been, an Earthquake from CB Ments would kill it. But he still has this Celebi. So I'm like, okay. So I'm just going to stay in, go for the 3rd layer of Spikes again, and it fucking doesn't work. So I'm like, ugh. Game does not like me. Like, I don't even know. This is the reason why I need, like, a Miltank or something. Like, I don't know. A Heal Beller. Whatever reason he stayed in. Oh, no, sorry. I mean, yeah, whatever. I was just, like, a turn ahead. For whatever reason, he stayed in. And HP Flying kills it. So he has Lapras, the Rachi, and this thing. If I can kill this thing with Earthquake, I think I win, because CB Earthquake should kill the Lapras at what it was with the Spike and the Burn damage. So even if I just get like an HP Ice, I can put it into a range where Earthquake would kill. But I hit Rest. And with that being said, I pretty much lose, because Earthquake can't kill this thing. I think Earthquake would have killed Lapras. I didn't calc it, but it would, like, let's say I did kill the Regirock and he goes on Lapras, he would take 2 layers of Spikes and Burn damage, which I think would be good enough for CB Adamant Ments, by the way, would kill it. And I know the Rachi wasn't max speed because my Celebi outsped it. So, I think I would have won. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, I lost. So, good game. Rage Rock's really good. I will admit. I used to use it. Thunderwave Rock Slide is pretty real, especially when you have Explosion. But, anyways, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, rate, sub, and all that fun stuff. See you guys.